Let's thank God that He has been good to us. Let's thank God that He has been kind to us. Let's thank God for His protection. And now let's pray that whatever we are coming to do today will be a success. That the discussions that will be held will be to the glory of God. That our health matters will be discussed thoroughly for our understanding. Can we bring our prayers to our end and say the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Amen. Nana doye woda, oye, nana doye woda, oye, nana doye woda, oye, waye, nana doye woda. Thank you. Please be seated. You find out what you find watch no ne wo yo be gbekene. And without wasting much time, I want to invite Dr. Christine Boahini. When you find it, you keep clapping till you attach. Doctor, I have school to 12 years, then I'll be on. Okay, Dr. Peter Taylor. If I need to yeah, let's clap, let's clap. Thank you. It was back in a discussion. These are the two doctors that will be leading the discussion tonight. So please, the first 2 minutes is for introduction. Brief introduction. You actually open it in school 12 years. Can it be done at Cello Doctor? So they'll just tell us that. Please, let's go. We start with Dr. Peter Taylor.
Yeah.
Fellowship in Christ.
Okay, so now when we are seated here, is basically any question you have. It's not the usual repeat, okay? But any question you have bothering your mind, clarification, no you're no barrier, feel free. You know me, me, Peter Taylor. Yeah, okay. Just Peter is fine for anything. So feel free and ask whatever you want to ask. The ones we can give answers to, we would provide the answers. The one we can't, Google answer.
Thank you. Oh, doctor.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. I'm Christine Boahene, as most of you would know, and I'm just here to support Dr. Taylor. So any question that he wants to pass on to me, I guess I'm here to help with that. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. So we'll start with our questions. I'm if you're ready. This is the most difficult task a professional can face. Ask me any question. So, I think they are prepared. Shwanine need to doctor Komi, Christine K fasting. So, we have physical and spiritual around. We'll start. So the first question I want to ask, Giakeshi, what do you think is the when you're school, where 6 killer diseases. I don't know if we may have to search for it, but can you especially among youth and young people, what is the highest health risks that we have to take notice? Then what should be many? Over to you.
Hello. I think this one is better. All right. Thank you very much. I think one of the main things we are trying to fight now are things that have to do with lifestyle. So as youth, because of how sedentary our lifestyle has become now, especially also because of the kind of work that we do now. Sedentary being in the sense that work that doesn't involve us doing much exercise. So before, or in times past, or let's say in ancient or olden times, most of the jobs that they were doing, farming, fishing, required a lot of physical energy. And so you would end up burning calories or burning whatever fat that you don't need. But for now, most of us are doing work that involves using computers. So we are sitting down for most of the time. Most of us do work that involve writing, and so we're also sitting down for most of the time. And so we are barely engaging all muscles in our body and all that. So now we are battling diseases that have to do with lifestyle. So diabetes, cholesterol-related sicknesses, hypertension. So more or less like the lifestyle changes. I think, unless Peter wants to add anything else, I think that's what is our challenge now.
What is the easiest solution? I mean, to these lifestyles. I mean, we're doing too much. What time I mean too much to overcome this sort of lifestyle.
All right. I think actually from the beginning of the year, we had a talk, and Dr. Taylor was trying to let us know some of the things we can be doing. And there are daily life things that we can do. We can inculcate them into our activities. They were the usual exercising, the usual drinking water. You really cannot underestimate the importance of water in your life. Water is life, they say, and it really is life. If you are drinking enough water, you are cleansing your system enough of all the toxins that, will cause you to get unwell. It will, exercising, drinking water, having good sleep, which we shouldn't underrate, and then eating well. So these things that we have always been trying to say, avoiding alcohol, smoking, and all those bad vices that don't help us. It's been something we've always been preaching, and I think that if we want to live longer, these things are things that we'll put in place. I was talking to an elderly man some time ago, and he said something that which I find very profound. If you want to enjoy life or enjoy everything in life, do everything in moderation. In your youthful years, when you are eating, because you have the money and you can afford it, it will buy a or however they say it. Nyafu nyafu. But
Peter, okay,
if
you
you
allo.
want, okay.
Peter, okay, you allo general.
Peter exercises can you not lose weight, and I'm proud of him. Yes, so he's saying that if you want to be able to enjoy egg even when you are 70 years, you eat egg in moderation now. Don't get up every day, you are eating 6 eggs. It will label obashi 3. Then shani obahoete kevita. Then you do what's poached eggs or something. The fact that you can eat food that has salt in it now doesn't mean that share fries, beef, pork, all those things. You would eat it in moderation. Now, when you are 70 years, doctor will not say a red meat. So that's primarily what I'll say. I think Peter will want to add something.
Okay. If I know, Dr. Wad Nuko, I'll wear a crowd.
Next question, and no be Peter.
Okay. 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 If I know, now we start. I mean, any question at all. We said health 101. It was more famous. Any sort of question about health. Okay, Papa, fine over to you.
About life, what you said about the first question you answered, is that during
Thank you very much. I think that's very important. Now we've become so used to the easy way out. Sometimes even when we want to go and buy wache in the next 4 junctions, because we have car, we'll drive. I'm guilty of that as well. But I think that, so when I realized that, now it's like when I walk a short distance, then I'm panting. Even with how slim I look. It was telling me that, well, yes, I'm getting used to soft life. Yes, I'm getting old. So I think that occasionally, let's just let the car rest and then let's walk. So let's say maybe even if you have to go a long distance, So I decided to do this also, that let's say if I need to go to Adenta, I probably would drive to 37, park my car around the filling station, and then pick Trotsky and continue my journey. Because when I get to where I have to get to, I have to walk from that place to the person's house or the market or the shop that I'm going to. So that's what I did to inculcate that into my activity. Another thing I've also done recently is that I decided to pay to join a gym, because I know that if I say I'll exercise, I'll get up and do 30 minutes walking. I'll give excuses every time. I'll say that, oh, it told me, men enchuni why, well, makashifio, join hefio, and all that. So I decided that I'll pay. So now my motivation is that when my alarm goes at that time, it's a set time every day. When my alarm goes, I remember that, hey, in pay shikai, I have to use it. Otherwise, I've wasted it. So those are some of the things that I do. I don't know if anybody has anything they want to share with us about how we can easily inculcate these exercises, this water drinking, this food, balanced diet, and then alcohol and all those things to our lives.
Okay. If any question?
Recently, a prominent musician, Kaajaano nkwen luko G6PD da. Ewo mini G6PD ne san wo shegbe ye hello. Alo san wo fen wa check wo kwe wo status low.
Okay, Mike and Kaka G6PD. So it's basically glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency. No one I cut the short keba blofo G6PD. So G6PD glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase, it's something found in the cells of the body. Okay, its purpose is it changes kewa yenie una pork kebab na yam chips can be no yefen. That is not what gives you the energy. The food is broken down into smaller bits of nutrients. The main nutrient that keeps the body running is called glucose. And glucose, I want to mommy. Sugar, no cocoa, if it's a powder, and can be ashamed. You just fetch, you drink, especially for athletes. No glucose, it's then starts to work in your body. But then in the process of breaking down glucose, you need certain hormones or certain actually enzymes need chakiole from A to B to C. The one of the enzymes and which one here come actually G6PD. The G6PD for red blood cells, non chemical fobuke, low denture pla, la ni job no na the red air. Within that blood air, no koyami actually cells, red blood cells, non ha need la few red air. No one can red blood cells whenever they lack enzyme naturally G6PD, the red cell undergoes naturally oxidative stress. It can't utilize the glucose well enough. So take it actually pile it up within it. Red cell dry. So once the red cell dry, if I release nothing on you, and whenever red cells but dry, your body it's normal for so na ken chofan ko me ko G6PD no care doctor ahabo na ken chofan dani chofan ko le vitamin K le can also be no mo ko ni G6PD a list of chofan angma chofan ale ni ke hospital every time is akoke ya hospital ke doctor na no ke chofan it's part of them ahabo na ken chofan do find another option for you on machine. So it shouldn't kill immediately, no. It's unless whatever you were exposed to was in very high doses. Otherwise, it shouldn't kill. And all, then you rush to the hospital, and then they attend to you as quickly as possible. But it shouldn't, it's not so life-threatening. The main thing is the jaundice. The more you're exposed to it, the more it gives you the jaundice. So as much as possible, because camphor is one of the commonest things, ketomonia musuni where for banakishi ubafi suitcase no go be ani be about woman you back okay camphor woman adeka akamole can be for can be ani be ani okay camphor warm till at test na she be can ben then you can go ahead. But because you don't know, I can know for a it's safer not to put camphor yeah baby and me until I confirm allow I rule it out. Yeah.
Take your time now.
Well, we call it X chromosome recessive or linked. I think when we're all in primary school or maybe secondary school, they will let us know that if it's a girl, XX, if it's a boy, XY. So since it's X chromosome recessive, that means it's genetic. And then, so now the female, if let's say, since the female has 2 X's, if it's on 1 X, at least there's 1 X that doesn't have the deficiency. So it's able to cover up for the symptoms. That's why Dr. Sela was saying that it's the females is as if we are carriers because we don't express it as much as the males. As compared to the males, because they have just 1 X and 1 Y. When the X that they have carries that deficiency, there's no other X to compensate for it. So then they will manifest the symptoms more than the females. But the females, you hardly have both X's having the recessive feature. But if it happens that both X's have, then they usually would also manifest, but it's also very rare. So it's more genetic. It's not something that is environmentally acquired.
Thank you. You find any question? Any matter at all? Okay.
Oh, fine. Many cause of severe headache, nibano or face sensitive to light and sound. Like I choke babu and wake osmono no sound ko osmono na light po. Many cause of nakainia. Nimino banyo feye.
Mostly headaches, there are different types of headaches, so many types of headaches. What you are describing looks more of migraine headaches. Migraine headaches, the exact cause is not really known. There are a lot of explanation as to how a migraine headache can occur, but as to the exact cause, they don't really know the exact cause. When a bit of water comes to surround the brain, so many things scientists say, but there hasn't been an exact reason in any hani or now migraine. Typically, the headache is one-sided, either the left or on the right side. Headache, you feel it's beaten. And then you may have some associated eye pain and all those things. And even rainy, bolochono, like you feel it even increasing in intensity, or even light. Some people become sensitive to light. For some people, it's just a one-off headache, and then that's it. For men, it's their headache, like no cry, I'm a headache. For such people, they know the things they do for the headache to come. And when the headache is about to come, because they are able to see flashes of light, a certain smell, all of a sudden, then they know the headache is about to come. So for those that's usually a one-off headache, when it comes, you just get some paracetamol, you sleep, and then that should be fine. But many, they know that that's the headache they often get. To prevent the headaches from even coming in the first place. And if it's so bad, neurologist, Dr. Nicole Dremo, to help you out from there. The brain. What Dremor then chair, it doesn't have any place ni headache bajem onushi. Kena Dremor, there's no place I can tabi energy any headache or the headaches are not from the brain itself, but the tissues surrounding the brain come a stretch low and shrink too much and all those things. That's what causes the headache, but not necessarily akashi ujemoni onushi mukwaken jemon bami dabi jo jemoni babu onushi yichwehe ning babu. There's a certain portion in the head which is aching, not the brain itself. Yeah.
But can it be related to hormonal issues?
Yeah, a lot of things. When their menses are about to start, then it comes for some of them. That is what can trigger the headaches. So it's varied. Once migraine, there's no identifiable cause. Then they will address it. As much as possible, they'll just try and take away whatever is triggering the migraine. Yeah. So they don't have cure. I mean, cure. She a manager. Onushi. Ayetofana can handle to prevent the recurrence. Okay. Yeah. But actually, a humble one-time treatment. Enuni kono migraine for I bet nakenchofa. But it's just to manage it and make your life better. Some people have very terrible migraines. No crazy headaches near me now. Onushi. Menkuma obeshika keke woni. Oichong babu. She daily migraine share in corner.
To find out how it taught me a child migraine.
I just want to add that just like he said that there are various types of headaches. I mean, so just like we were saying, like sometimes when you don't have money, you get stress headaches. There are band headaches. There are hunger pangs or hunger headaches. So you have to find out what is the cause of the headache, and then they take it from there. Oh, yeah. Yes. Call you near fine.
Fine. Concerning noni angie headaches sometimes can menstrual cycle in a very severe headaches anima ho asimi for hours. Hello? But the moment nima call paracetamol the flow will stop, and the pains also is too much. I can't endure it anymore, and the moment I will take para, even half of para, it will stop. So how do I go about it? Because maybe sometimes even the very first day, the moment I take paracetamol, the flow stops.
Okay, so the two events may be unrelated. Unrelated issue. Coincidentally, no call para. That is even just about the time menses and at the same time. But because the headaches are coming with it, once call coming in, or it's like NLM is about to already stop. Probably there is an issue with flow. Yeah. It will flow normal. Yeah. So you could instead of paracetamol, there are other painkillers available. You could try and see if it will have any effect on it. When you try diclo, though as much as possible, we don't recommend so much diclo, but you could try diclofenac and see if diclofenac helps. Honestly, even with the paracetamol, with some people, the headaches, it still doesn't help them. We may need to go to diclo. If diclo doesn't help, you maybe need to go to tramadol before some of them feel a bit okay. So you could try another painkiller and see, maybe diclo, and see if it has any effect on the flow. Because personally, no effect on a pain medication and menstrual flow. So you could try another pain medication, diclo, and see if it works. Because me personally, I don't believe in people having pain during menses. My family who come with pain in menses, I'll give you medications to help you feel better, because I don't see why anybody should go through pain with their menses. So you try another medication and see if it helps the headaches, it helps with the menses and everything, and then that is how it works.
Shike ibako para, para kumi every month. and the flow will stop, and she will not buy pad.
No, but then you need to flow.
Okay, you need to flow.
You need to flow because it thins the line of Owumbe. The more no line in thicken without flow, it can cause cancers for some women. So it needs to flow when the time comes.
Flow. Okay, you find any question? Okay.
So she takes
Okay, Ade.
I'm sure it's PMS.
Volume.
Minike.
San. Huno no domo. What causes fibroid? That's number 2. Number 1, you can't domo huno no if you're mini.
Those days, I diagnosed me with migraine. Mine was so severe that it affected my eyes as well. I can't remember.
It's suppressed only.
Oh, but well, I don't know about that. Shimoframo no kwagashi. Everyone and how they are able to resolve their migraine headaches. Commonly, most people, all they need is drink plenty water, get something to eat, stay in a very dark room, and sleep. Oh no, she called me just lie down, no call paracetamol or whatever it is. And most people feel better with just that treatment. But if it's not working for you and you found something that works for you, that's fine. Oh no, she. So it works. Everybody keboni, a chuoni ehale. Okay, so there's no hard and fast rule about what it is, but just that if you think the sun feels better, because most people I mean, don't watch like a photophobia. They don't want to see any source of light. But if sun works for you, then probably it's an atypical migraine. Fair a presentation. About fibroids usually comes because of continuous exposure of the body to hormone natural like estrogen. Niji, what makes you? It's a hormone called estrogen. And the more in your system, the more it makes Owumbe feel agbo. So fibroids is a disease that affects the womb. Ni wombe no could be bioni, but then with continuous exposure to estrogen, if you're tomo masses ba wombe no tomo pompo agbagbe nibi masses tomo ina about my really gam, but very huge masses ba no tomo fibroid size no na a TV no can be because of the continuous exposure to estrogen. No, one way to prevent fibroids is to get pregnant, because once you get pregnant, then I can hormone naturally estrogen it down. So I real hospital like she good girls get fibroids, bad girls get cervical cancer. Because good girls get fibroids because they don't have sex to even get pregnant in the first place, so they end up with fibroids. And then the bad girls are always having sex with different men, so they end up with cervical cancer. So even in hospital setting, cafe fibroid surgery, and it can come back in due time if you don't get pregnant or you don't do anything about it. If it comes back, most doctors will come and husband your boyfriend your money before they make an attempt, because and there's nothing there, you come back again, and each time now you're into the abdomen, it becomes difficult. Most doctors back are referable to another person attempt, because the more they go in, the more it becomes difficult for them.
Fine, Hunusani and Adevi. No, Bekume call Bewale, Kota Hono, me or feel okay. Squatta Hunu no, or ye better. Alo wa dwe money. Be come o feel fine. Kwata hono me e fe to mo popo kani bi. Kwata hono no you are okay. Iwo ba nan men come wo sen ameta hono no because ke ata hono me e fe ba ye da. Mini course or like I
Ghana unu name biane. Unu ni tu biane nyata. I think probably it may be in your mind, or unless you were experiencing chills. That's how come you went to sit into the sun. So with that one, your body will naturally heat up. So you think you are feeling okay, but when you come back here, you feel the same way because the noni hani it still hasn't been addressed. And most of the time, malaria can easily give you symptoms like that because malaria, fever, low, if any or more, is like this. During the day, it will make you feel a bit fine, but at night, then it comes back to you again. During the day, then it goes down. Okay, but so it's a typical malaria pattern.
Okay, you find online here. You can send your questions to the Zoom link to the Zoom message. Allo koke phone Epiphany WhatsApp page and allo Yaf WhatsApp page and be.
Okay, I also want to just add that, the morning sun seems to have vitamin D, and that is different from the afternoon sun. So if you even want to ever sit in the sun, maybe morning sun, when the sun is coming out in the morning, not the afternoon sun. The afternoon sun can also give you, make you prone to cancers and all the skin cancers. So just to add to that.
Okay, I wanted to find out a follow-up on the fibroid question. Does it mean if you don't have a child, the rate at which you get fibroid is high? And what's the age limit? Maybe from 30 and above or from 25 and above or something?
Okay, so yes, if you don't have a child, you are more prone. So yes, your risk is higher than for somebody who has a child or who got pregnant. Even if, let's say, maybe they didn't have a child, but they got pregnant. That season of whatever months where they were not getting the estrogen flow because progesterone was taking over, cuts the estrogen. So then yes, they are not exposed to long periods of estrogen. The thing is, if you start menstruating early, so let's say, they say men are key at 10 years, 11 years, 12 years. That means that until you have menopause, which is, let's say, around 45 years now, 50 years, you are exposed to all that years of estrogen flow. So if you're able to break it in between or cut the flow in between by getting pregnant first time, second time, third time, you have seasons where you didn't have estrogen flow. So it's as a year as that. And then if you are somebody who also has menopause late, so your menopause doesn't come all the way until, like, let's say 60, that means that you've had an extended period of estrogen supply as compared to somebody whose estrogen supply ended around 45. So you may not have had the fibroid until when you are 50 because you are still menstruating. In terms of age range, I would say that fibroids really don't have age ranges. I mean, once you're a female, from 30, 40, and then usually seen after 60 as well. Usually seen after 60 as well. So.
Okay.
Okay. Hello.
Hello. Okay. So what J fibroids may hospital me as early as 22 years, 24 years, and all those things because there's a family history. Okay. And because there has been a family history of fibroids, more we come in. My main fibroids done. So by age 22, age 24, what face surgery why many fibroids nakai as early as that age.
Okay, so we have a question here.
Okay.
What causes heart pumping? I don't know if I'm reading this right, but I think we may need more information because what's heart pumping? Like, is it the heart pump? The pump?
I'm sure
So
that's what
palpitations.
Probably. I mean,
like you can hear your heart beating. If the person wants to give us more clarity on this question, maybe that will help. So if it is in the line of palpitations, so that is, you are consciously aware of your heart beating. It's like you almost can hear it or you can feel it or senses. Usually when your blood levels are low, when you have anemia, that's what we call anemia, you seem to have these palpitations. It also comes with dizziness, low energy levels. So these are some of the things that causes palpitation. Aside that, yes, if you have exercised, you will hear your heart beating fast. So it's not something that you should be worried about. If you are surprised all of a sudden, you have panic attacks, you also have palpitations. So yeah, these are some of the causes.
Okay, please, I wanted to ask, is it possible to sleep on your neck?
Posture. Your sleeping posture is very important. So you are trying to say that, like, when you wake up in the morning and you seem to have some neck pain, it's just because of how you slept. So you may have to be intentional about your sleeping posture. Maybe not to sleep like this. But I think the physiotherapists say that you should sleep on a high density foam, so that you don't have your body going in and up on the bed because of the dependent area. So if, let's say, maybe you are very weighty in your hip area, that side of the bed will go down. If you are very weighty in your bust area or something like that. So if you can sleep on a high density foam, that keeps your spine in good shape. And then if your pillow is too hard, then that means that the rest of your body is low. Then every time your head is up, that will cause strain on your So if your pillow is too fat, too hard, there are also some sleeping postures that you can take. So they say that if you are lying on your side, in order to keep your spine straight, you can put a soft, flat pillow in between your legs. And then you can put another one over here around your waist area, and then one under your head. So that keeps you on a level, like your spine running straight. I think that's it. They say also, if you want to sleep on your back, then that means that for somebody who has more butt, you put the pillow under your back so that it keeps you, so that's it.
If you can afford it, you get orthopedic mattresses. If you can afford, actually memory foam. Once you lie on it, it's like the whole person goes inside there. They are memory foams. Once you get out of the bed there, the bed goes back to its exact position. Once you lie in, it goes back to its original position. So each mattress gets what it addresses in your body. If it's backache and all those things you are battling, preferably an orthopedic mattress, because it's on the flat surface and I can't prepare. Yeah.
Okay, so mine has to do with sweating. I've even told him before, I sweat a lot, especially when I'm eating. When I'm eating hot food, I remember last two weeks or so, I came in and I took hot tea. I was supposed to bring the pulpit Bible. When I came back, everybody was wondering what was happening to me. So what could be the cause and how do I have it sorted? Because some people say, like, Peter will tell me it is normal, but I don't think it is normal.
So, well, I am many, they naturally sweat a lot. But if yours is provoked by eating hot food, you avoid hot food. Once I'm whatever I'm eating, no interest in so I know I can your shit on our onoshi. So, but then there are those people ni ita air condition la chanchale. Those ones most of the time is a diseased state. Equally no natural like a thyroid hormones. Thyroid changes it's overworking. So it causes no natural like a hyperthyroidism. It could be one of the causes for the excessive sweating. And I can even in air conditioned rooms, they are sweating. Palms me, they are sweaty and all those things. So there are those people like that. But whenever you can identify your trigger for the sweat, then you know it's natural. You just avoid that that trigger, and then that should be fine. When they are sweat too, they excessively sweat in their armpits. So for that one, when we recommend use deodorant say nangma antiperspirant say to prevent the sweat. With some people still, even with all those things, they'll still sweat a lot under their armpits. Then you go for injections, actually Botox injections in your armpits, and then it stops the sweat a bit for you. So depending on what is triggering it, and then the cause. For some people, it's just physiological. But if it test, fair test. Shiana noko. Ekule Ghana Joe man. Any okanyoma agree aganya ya. Noko ya bani. Ubajibi ene o. Sanobo mode ni Oshimam. Odaklo. Yeah. Oh, in the menaking, Oklabaya jogging, powder, Benavaka, powder, powder, here. So, yeah, there are people equally who don't equally sweat that much. Same with the thyroid gland. Those people care near air conditioning and Obana lepecule fempun yelefi, mofemo. So, those ones actually hypothyroidism. And then there are those people too, physiologically, they just don't sweat a lot, and there is nothing wrong with them. They are perfectly fine. So there are those who are on the many other side, the higher side. So it's just here and there. But it doesn't mean actually because you are not sweating so much, because you are sweating so much, it's all, it can all perfectly be normal. Show sweat, no, yeah. But you need more cotton underwears. She care nylon and silk can be to promote more sweat. So you could do more of cotton underwear can be that one would absorb sweat to promote air flowing round everywhere. There are people like that who just sweat in their palm. No kubeni I can recommend really for you. You just have to watch. I'm sweating my palm, but I know it comes as and when, but it's not anything major for me. No, you just care banaka or your handkerchief, you just wipe it in it and then you go. Yeah.
I think that it's important to note again. So when you have first of all ruled out any reason or maybe condition, medical condition. So let's say maybe you've gone and you have checked your thyroid, everything is within normal. Then you just know that for you it is physiological. Well, you have to get self-help methods, things to help you. So in the same way, he's saying, Akeshi, if you don't like, for your case, you may have to wear more cotton panties so that it soaks the sweat. If you are somebody who said, you know that when you are going everywhere, you go with your fan, that kind of thing. You go with extra clothes because you know you will sweat a lot. You bath regularly. So you just find what exactly is your peculiar issue because everybody is different, and then you do what helps you. So if you are somebody who sweats a lot, you can't be like the one who bath once a day. No, but otherwise you then come up with another side effects, bad odor, and all those things. So find your problem and find your self-help.
Last two questions. Angie, Joe.
Okay, so yes, it's important. Like wabanuni, it's wabanunu. It's been advised like we drink about 8 glasses of water a day. If you want to use sachet of water, Obanyo use 6 to 8 a day, or 500 ml. Say in the same way, I use bottled water. The 500 one, 6 to 8 bottles a day. There's such a thing as water toxicity, but that one you must have drunk water in excess, like excessively excess. I don't know how to explain it.
So 1 gallon aluminum.
I don't even think 1 gallon is enough to.
No, 4 gallon, yellow gallon.
Yeah. Like the 25 liters kind of gallon. I guess so. Because let's say maybe you're not eating anything, like, so there's no concentrate. So think of it as solutes and solvents giving a solution. I don't know why you would drink 1 gallon of water at a sitting. Maybe if all throughout the day or 2 days or something, because you will do something, or you will sweat, some of the water will leave you, some of the water will leave you, all those things. So if, I don't know, for some reason, maybe, I don't know, slimming cause, I really don't know why you will get up, you will just be drinking water excessively. Maybe it's a disease condition or something, I don't know. But yes, there's such a thing as water toxicity, but I don't think it is something that you get on a regular. But if you drink about 6 to 8 sachets a day, that should be fine. Coming to the urine questionnaire, there are colors of urine that we consider normal. If it's colorless, we consider it normal. If it is amber colored, so think of it as light yellow, we also consider it averagely normal. But when it is darker, dark, we call it concentrated. Or sometimes some people can have urine as dark as Coca-Cola colored. That one, it is medical condition. And sometimes even malaria causes that. We call it black water fever and that kind of thing. So yes, normal color of urine, clear. Amber colored is fine. But you would have your urine change color if you are dehydrated, in the sense that actually you don't have you're not drinking too much water. Now you are getting, think of it as solute coming out in concentrated form. If you are drinking good amounts of water, then you have it clear out, or a more solution kind of form rather than solute coming out. Yeah.
WC ni miumba esa na ashamo ko flash ko esa ni muko na akashin ashamo awo inside onoshi. So as clear as WC any ote on flash, that's the same way it should be. No ko shamo ni color chake bole me ni try then the amount of water inside you is not okay onoshi.
Can I repeat that?
Ko shamo WC ni esa muko na akasho shamo ka flash ko. It needs to be that clear, because the water you are drinking, it was clear. So why is it that whatever you've put inside is still not enough to become clear as the water? No, because shamo concentrated, deep yellow. No, one sachet, it will become lighter yellow, because still a shekel. And call culture franco mele fine. She'll call to franco. Nibudentially, Mengaba hospital crack and 90 seconds shamon deep yellow again. Naminale tomoela. Oh no.
Okay, that's the last question. Oh,
but Joe, I have a question.
Sorry.
Yeah, has to do with pillows. 2 questions actually. It has to do with the pillows and you walk a wall. So, can't the parents imagine come and catch them because pillow woman and I end up not getting a pillow to sleep on. It will more come away time when you actually play. So I want to know, am I doing them good, or because I also need a pillow to sleep?
Yeah, I soon. Enya also, yeah, you go. No, I also know for Shiam, like in Shiam, I know for Jankoni, Kabon, Oba Cano. See, no trying, you don't know why any Ekaway in an Shiakole Nudamo and Animi. Onoshi, so no one I can work in an Alphonse no Coni Nue, Ashi in an name. No way, Janet to know, living about the Shien, a Sunday Beshi, Nue and Animi. So, as much as possible, if God best in a pono go in the front, it helps a bit. She try money bodenche osune ononshi ni pillows ni warrior hene. There are so many types of pillows. She be or here or just one normal pillow or here or use or ononshi. Say different types of pillow ni ye neck support. Noni akeko film akpasale ye sachwe wall kakakekwe film. But it's not meant for sleeping. No koiche ba fono shi. Obaya men kuma chwe mi nona ke pasa shina ke ko TV no kraji noni ameke wall. So there are different kinds of pillows no banyo ohi onoshi. I memory foam pillows, pillows ne call neck shape ko for me. It fits the neck space and everything, but just that they can be a bit expensive onoshi. But there are so many pillows. Latex foam, ash foam, be a showroom any one correct person they can take you through the pillows you would need. Yeah. So as much as possible, hay fever is simply an allergic issue. So mostly for people with hay fever, you need to be taking your medicine before it comes. No, every time I know culture from hour. So once you are taking it, then that's it. The thing is, if you have an allergy, ni oko o anti-allergy and allergy e ba, koko anti-allergy tuni. The anti-allergy is anti-allergy. Ke allergy eba egbe nuchmona enye fenokono. So you need something else to stop that allergy ne. Then then you can resume the anti-allergy. No many a hay fever can be a fan you are either taking Puritan, you are either taking cetirizine, you are either taking Claritin, you are either taking Montelukast. So many drugs now abanya can have. Every evening or culture fan. If you miss the dose and it happens, then that is not what you use to treat again. Either you wait it out or you let them, you go to the hospital, with proper medication, and then it sorts it out.
Okay, Angela, if you're lucky, last one.
No, me and Papa, I'm waiting now.
Okay, can't you be now, Papa? Be last question again.
Okay.
Papa, you're fine. Papa, you're fine.
No, a question when come and do here. I may come on me, but what's the cost? It could have face Akawana Coca drill, okay, or drill, one of these days. But he come on after bath and it's present. Actually, aquagenic pruritus, it's present. No only bar for some people. When they bath with cold water, when they bath with warm water. So once you know your trigger, I can get warm water during you don't use warm water, you have to use the cold water. The same way cold there, you use the warm. So you don't use, you use face towel and it's fine for you. So you are, for some people, what exactly is causing the itching? When come and check a soap, then they'll find the itching coming all over again. For some people, it's not. Cold water here. Ibafi, it's still cold water. No, come drame. I'm a chumo. Onoshi. No, okay, share to me. Get chumo quickly. No, in here cream. Okay, no, I get pa a body affair, and then they are fine. Onoshi. So for some people, once they wipe the water off, itching starts. So they don't even clean themselves in the bathroom. About chumo here, a chumo. No, okay, but the chumo chumo it are not ready. You get ikpa cream and then they don't get the not really.
Okay.
And sorry, let me just also add something that sometimes too it is also the type of water. It will some people react to borehole water, so you have to also find that out and just like you were saying, find out what works for you. It will, if you add Savlon or Dettol to your water and then it feels better, then that means that here you have to add Savlon to your water. The thing about applying cream, when you come out of the bathroom and you wipe yourself, you have about 3 minutes to apply cream for the cream to be absorbed well. So that's the whole principle behind what he was saying. So if you are using, I think the dermatologist will explain it better. Once you take your bath and then you clean yourself, try and apply your cream within the first 3 minutes. You avoid most of these skin cracks, skin issues when you do that during that period. Sometimes people ask people, what's your skincare routine? It's really nothing. It's just some of these little things. You can just be using cocoa butter or shea butter and you have the cleanest of skin or the smoothest of skin if you are doing it right within those periods. Here, it's not all the water you have cleaned off. No matter how well you dry yourself, there are still some water that will be locked in your pores, the hair pores. So those are the little droplets of water that absorb the cream that you end up using within that period before they also dry out.
Okay, Dr. Sisoba, add no.
Okay, doctors. Just wanted to add, okay, even with us in the house, we store our water in the actually the tanks. So occasionally you realize that my wife, especially and the children, skin. So we always do what to put chlorine. I'm home the pharmacy, you get it in a big container. So maybe as they are saying, it's also so sometimes either we put chlorine or they use the antiseptics in naturally.
Thank you very much. Okay, so by way of summary, I want to read something I like very much. And since I saw it some few years ago, every month I just look at it. I printed it somewhere in my office, or occasionally I look at it and admire it. Moko, actually, Dalai Lama. Later we'll discuss it. Okay. What surprises him most about human beings, about humanity, man, because he sacrifices his health to make money. Or your school, or your evening school, auto promotion, busy up and down, auto payable P, or casting P. We are sacrificing our health. This I know what 8 hours. Me feel no what 3 o'clock. This week when you come that's we are sacrificing our health to make money. Then he sacrifices money to recuperate his health. Obey wale sanoa pay Dr. Peter ke Dr. Christine me na me yoshka na me awochofa. Consultation 350 can be and then he is so anxious about the future. This is not the health part, but I wanted us to concentrate on the health part. So, in summary, no fear no fear BNA has future implications. Call war 8 hours say, Obapi Biko. Ke oye ni business and oye, onu bonus and onu. There will be a payback time. We are all guilty. In lack of fair on your fee, but we should try our best for future's sake. Back in the 1 year, Mr. Fred Amugisani. A man almost at 80 years. Look at him. If every 80-year-old is like that, Charlie, please, let's live our lifestyle. Dr. Christine, our lifestyle is what is killing us. But we can't rest or exercise. These basic things, is what is killing us. So, on all of us, our behalf, we want to thank Dr. Christine and Dr. Taylor in a camera economic consultation, just can be OAP, but we've asked our questions freely. I mean, they are available. We don't need a gathering to ask them any question. One will offer to no, that's the benefit we can be getting. So please, let's be asking them all the questions we can. Thank you very much. If I watch what they were, we are grateful. Thank you very much. Every Sunday, call back to someone, no, Tomo doctor. I mean, any of them, ask them question. No, like your offer is not wasted. Thank you. If I watch Sham Afole, after offer tree, and if I go for consultation, that's what you are paying. Thank you very much. Angela, offer. One, two, go. Ba la la be me dale me ba me da nyo Nina. Please, I'm a